Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final Wacom sponsored Back to School stream. Let's get a tiny round of applause. Yes, I know you guys are far away, but I can still hear the tiny applause. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're here. Hi, everybody. Hey, guys. So, are you all ready for what we have today? I know I am. I am super ready, and I've already gotten a little bit of a sneak peek of all the submissions. I'm gonna give everybody maybe like 5 more minutes to finish putting their submissions up, and then I'll begin the final critique of it all. You're not ready for this. So for those of you who have not been keeping up, let's go over what this is. So I partnered up with Wacom, by far my favorite of all time, the greatest of all time tablets, art tablet company. I actually have 2 Wacoms on my table right now, and the one in my cabinet that I don't use anymore, but I still like it, so I never gave it away. And we are going to give away 3 tablets today. Who's ready? A Wacom 1 and 2 Wacom Intuos tablets. Are you ready? It's going to be super exciting. So, everybody who participated, they joined my stream for 2 weeks in a row, and they followed along with my streaming lesson, which was to create a little lion, but not any lion. We did a little lion with a twist to celebrate how brave and strong you want to be as you go into school. Back to school is a scary time if you are anxious and shy like I am. And honestly, it didn't get any better as a teacher, but that's like a whole other thing. And so, I just wanted to bring that like raw, like type of energy into our lives. So hopefully you enjoyed these streams. Hopefully you enjoyed working on your lions. I'm so excited. I see a zombie one. I see a water lion. Oh my gosh. Historical one, bug one. And all sorts of other little ones. So I'm so happy. I've gotten a lot of good feedback on these streams. A lot of people thought they were extremely useful for getting into Zbrush, so I'm glad I was able to use such a service, If I could do that just once, it would be amazing, but it's such an honor to keep being able to do it again and again. So hopefully you learned, even if you already know a lot of Zbrush, hopefully you still got something out of these streams, So let's talk about it a little bit more. So the goal of the stream was to join with Wacom to provide for the internet the most fun and easy way to learn Zbrush before the school starts. And you might think, why would somebody care to learn this before the school starts? And the answer is that actually a lot of my students, they enjoy getting a little bit of a preview before the semester starts so that they can get a head start, Let me move my microphone back here. Got a new microphone. So the goal is to follow along with the 2 lessons and to get a Wacom 1 and a Wacom Intuos. I have a few curveballs for you guys today on the distribution of prizes, so stay tuned. Make sure that you are here for the whole stream if you're participating, okay? In fact, if you are participating in the challenge, I would love for you to be here, ideally when your challenge comes up for feedback, because I'd love to have a conversation with you, chit-chat back and forth about, what you did, what your intentions were, and things like that. But if you can't, then that's fine. The prizes, again, was a Wacom 1 and 2 Wacom Intuos tablets. All right? Even if you did not make it for the past streams and you're sad that you did not participate in the challenge, that's okay. You can still watch all of the recordings on my YouTube channel, Anna Carolina Arts. All right? So everybody had until 7 p.m. today, which was 12 minutes ago, to submit their projects. I already know that some of you guys, I don't know, you got a little shy and decided not to submit last minute. So if you still want to, don't worry. Nobody here is judging you, okay? Nobody at all is judging you today. And if they are, then I'm kicking them out. Okay? So I want you all to know that I take a tremendous amount of pride in being able to provide everybody here with a very safe and supportive and welcoming environments for beginners, pros, and everybody in between. Okay, we are a non-judgmental part of the internet. We are here to vibe and learn and teach. Okay, I know I do all three all the time, interchangeably, just throughout the whole stream. So if you're one of the people that were thinking and that you worked on this project, just put your project in the Discord and submit it just so you can get some feedback, you know? A little bit of constructive feedback goes a long way for you to be able to kind of get new perspective on how you can improve your work. You know, it's really not a sad thing. Although later, if you guys would like, I can tell you the story of the first time I got professional feedback in my life and how tragic and traumatic that was. So it's all about being constructive. All right. Do you prefer renders in perspective or non? I explored it in perspective, but I keep going back thinking I should have done it on perspective. Oh, honestly, like perspective kind of, it's how we're going to perceive it in like a final game or something like that, you know? But non-perspective is fine. I'm going to start getting the projects open. So, Henato was the first one. So as we go through, what we're going to do is I'm going to showcase each project here on our stream. Oh my gosh, it's like, oh, real fast before we get into the actual business, do you all notice something? Here, I'm gonna point at it with my sparkles cam. Do you see that? Right there? Do you see that? Looks like we just beat our follower goal. And by just, I mean probably sometime during this week. Offline. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I beat the follow go offline. So hooray! A little bit of hype in chat would be wonderful. Thank you guys. I know. I'm so excited. 9K. You know what that means. You know what that means? I am so feeling this new mic. We're going to do some ASMR. And next week we're going to do a portfolio review stream. So stay tuned for that. Portfolio review, guys. Let's get some hype. Yeah. Thank you for the hype. I feel like a real streamer. I'm so glad I let Gus talk me into this microphone. It smells really weird though. So this lion is our first submission. Okay, on Discord it got 9 stars. And if you guys don't know, our thank you, Funky, for the subscription, 6 months. The stars means that we like it. Okay, we actually have a star ranking system on the Discord, so if you ever want to support a friend, just react to their art with the little star on it, and it'll actually be like that. Olha aí, Renan, was lucky. All right, so I'm gonna do all the feedback in English, if that's okay, since it's an English stream. But if you need me to, like, if any of you guys are Portuguese speakers and need me to reiterate, please feel free. So, looking at this one, I can clearly see a very classic twist. Got some horns going. Make this bigger. So we got some horns, creepy, bright eyes, big old teeth, full body. So I commend you. Good job on the full body. Looks wonderful. Good job also on trying out the fiber mesh on the mane and on the body. That actually takes it to the next level, right? I enjoy your signature. It looks nice. And that you did some cool stuff with Zbrush in Photoshop. So let's get into the actual feedback itself. So Dark Witch says she loves the red eyes, or the glowing eyes, sorry. So let's see. We have really good progress, good anatomy. I mean, there's some little issues here and there. So right here, we're kind of losing some volume in the paw. It looks a little bent, like plasticky almost. So yeah, we've lost some volume here. If I were to Google, and this is probably going to happen a few times today, so we're going to Google lion. Lion. And I'm just going to do this to help you guys grow in your craft, of course. So lion standing. You'll notice that the paw actually maintains a ton of its volume, and it's very vertical. See that? You almost gave him little human feet, which have that 90-degree bend, like that. So we want it more vertical. The back leg is almost there, okay? But even then, it still has that little bend and lots of volume right here. They're just very skinny, a little wobbly, you know? Next, interesting, great mane. We could probably use more more directionality in the fur of the tail, so that it all flows in one direction along with the tail, as opposed to kind of falling off the tail. This is literally just fiber mesh settings, yeah. Or you can just use the groom brush to just kind of flick it in the correct direction. The glowing eyes are great, but I think that the render itself lets down the glowing eyes ever so slightly. And here's why. It's not high contrast enough for me. So, if you want creepy glowing eyes, normally when the glowing eyes are the creepiest is at night or in a dark hallway or something like that. So if we were to darken the background a little bit, darken the lighting on the lion, and let those glowing eyes really shine, so to speak, it would be absolutely wonderful. So let me show you like creepy glowing eyes. Whenever I search that up, it's always in the dark, so I think more contrast is definitely where you want to go with the render when you're doing something like this. Okay? Trigger warning for creepy glowing eyes. That was really cool. But all in all, I mean, I guess not necessarily creepy, right? It's just glowing eyes. But even then, like, they would show up better if there is better contrast. All in all, though, fantastic submission, super great. Love the skin flap. That is tricky to get. Okay, there's some sort of strangeness with the anatomy of the top part of the thigh here, a little bit of wobbliness. But again, nothing that can't be fixed, which is something that I always like to think about when I'm critiquing, which is like, is this a fundamental lack of understanding, or is it something that an art director could be like, oh hey, can you fix that, and then the person could fix it, right? So it's totally an art directable one, which means that it's good job. Really good job, Henan. I really enjoyed your work, and I'm very happy you are a strong opener for our critique. Next, we have a Sculpt Kid right here. Got 6 stars. Certainly, Henan got a ton because I think they submitted like days before. So next we have Sculpt Kid here with a totally different approach, right? Oh, let's see what Henan says. Thanks for the feedback. Incredible. Oh, I wanted to keep my line as one that could coexist in the same universe while having a magical and imposing aura without so much weirdness, like for example a unicorn and Pegasus. There are a few differences like a horse, but they are still magnificent. Totally understandable. So, this one from Sculpt Kid, good job. I really like that you guys took my advice and put your names on the renders. Like, you have no idea. Like, as a teacher, one of the best things you can do to make me feel good is listen to what I said. Like, actually do the thing, you know, like, that is exactly what I want sometimes, you know? So thank you guys for that. So, totally different vibe, right? We got a stylized lion, and it even has an interesting matte cap that really highlights, I guess, lowlights the indentations. Looks absolutely wonderful. Looks great with that matte cap. It has a ton of personality. It looks like if Lion King had a mutation, right? So it's got the strong colors from Lion King. They're bright. We got the light hitting the eyes with that little Photoshop hack. Maybe that's what you did. Nice eyes, actually, just in general. I think I would like to have seen a little bit more love and care with the mane. Just a little. It just feels like really like just a really big clump. So I know you did a few VDMs here and there. I think I would have liked to see bigger clumps. in the main itself, maybe like separation between the front part of the main. Do you guys remember last week when we did it, where like there was kind of like a initial part of the main and then the main itself? A little bit more separation there. Good job for not using symmetry too much though. And I think I would have liked a better finish down here. You see how it's like kind of just tucked in instead of like any sort of memorable shape. The face is very memorable. I'd just like to see a little bit more of that in the main itself. I painted those in ZBrush like you did, the highlight reflection. Nice. Yeah. Anjirasa says, I love how distinct the features are. Everybody, they say they love the colors. Yeah, this one's is a popular one. Good job. Great painting work. If I had to change one thing, it would be that I'm not sure the vibe you're trying to go for with the lion. However, the elongated upper lip makes it look a little bit more derpy. If we were to shorten that and increase the chin, it would look a little bit more like dangerous or majestic. But then again, that is an art direction thing, so it's like, which one is it supposed to be, right? It could be either, frankly, like, I don't know what kind of personality you wanted this guy to have, right? But good job. I actually really like, just to finish up, I really like the way that you can see the clay build-up stripes right here that make it look like fur. So that was Sculpt Kit. Good job. Next we have, I could just click the button. Harry JC, who did a Lion King. And this one's quite different, isn't it? Oyana, this one's pretty cool. So let's take a look. So first thing that sticks out to me is the style. I mean, definitely had some fun with it. It has a ponytail. It has the beard. It was rendered nicely. This doesn't even look like ZBrush. What was this? Maybe like Keyshot or something. So good job with that. Very unique, very interesting, cool facial mask. The hair that is on par with a lot of sculpts I've seen on sculpture websites, like for like D&D minis and things like that. So it looks nice and it would probably print pretty well. So good job with that. The beard has some flow starting to happen here. Harry says, I used the concept of the Lion King for my sculpture. I thought about adding armor and giving it a royalty touch. Okie dokie. So as far as like what you can be improved, first I think maybe the positioning of the render itself. Let me go back to the full screen like that. Positioning of the render itself could probably be better. It just feels really like this is really empty shots, and I think the straight on is kind of not using the silhouettes to its best advantage. If you squint your eyes, it's kind of like a tube, diamond, and then oval. You know, it's too simple. I think if you had rotated it like 45 degrees, like given us like a 3/4 view, that would have been a little stronger probably. Not that it's not strong, of course. Nice job doing the cape. The little braids, they don't look very organic. I'm imagining it's just a brush. So maybe a little bit extra like clay buildup and inflate would have done a great job on that. Kind of blending it with the style of the original hair in the mane would be wonderful, I think. A little bit of fake light on the eye would have really brought it to life. The eyes are kind of receding from the render. You know, we definitely want the eyes to be very visible whenever we're seeing them. You know, like the eyes are striking, right? Windows to the soul. I don't know if I've told you guys. I've told this 1,000 times, but I don't know if everybody who's here has heard me say it. But the very first job I got in industry was because the guy really liked the way I modeled the eyes of my character. And he said they were alive, and that's the only reason they reached out to me. When you're doing hard surface stuff, really take care to bevel the edges so that the light really hits it nicely. We want to see that nice highlight on the edges whenever possible. I'm seeing a little bit here, but I think we could get a little bit more just by a soft beveling of the edges. There's this poster, there used to be this poster in the teacher's office at the school that says, if you love it, bevel it. And I really like that one. So I definitely recommend trying that. I like the little chains, good job. All in all, I really like the way the hair looks. It just looks like a ton of like miniatures that I have, especially from my childhood. So good job on that, Harry. Next we have Emmanuel V25. All right, I don't know if they're here. While we find out if they're here, I will read some other messages. Use the concept of the Lion King for my sculpture. It's about adding armor and giving everyone. I already read that one. What's the kind of stroke operation of crafts? No. No, I don't lembro dele. So this one did not put their name on it, which means they weren't watching my stream. So this one's obviously at a more advanced level than the others. It looks absolutely wonderful. They could probably win me over just by having that strong rim light on it, right? Absolutely wonderful. If you guys ever submit anything to me to win a prize, like if you want to cheat the system, put a rim light on there. I will literally love it more. I will love it more if there's a strong rim light. Like, I don't, it's just a personal thing, you know? It's like whenever the chefs on the Food Network, they're doing like a competition and they know exactly what the judge likes. And then they like tailor what they're making to it. Like that's me and rim lights. So just FYI, like if you ever wanna do that, feel free. Next, absolutely wonderful, great flow of the hair. Reminds me of Zilong Zhu, who's one of the best ZBrush sculptors alive, in my opinion. Okay. Good use of the trim dynamic, great anatomy, very soft forms, not everything's muscle. The ribs might be spaced a little far apart. And I'm not sure I love the effect that's going on in the hair where there's just some stripes going through it, breaking the flow that you so carefully sculpted in. So I'll definitely look into that. You see those right here? Like that. It's like a little, I'm not sure if it's in Photoshop or is it poly paints or something like that. Definitely recommend, again, a little bit more chin on that lion. The lions actually have a pretty prominent chin. I'm here for the Twitch password. Hi, Emmanuel, welcome. Emmanuel, how long have you been sculpting in ZBrush? Yeah, the colors are wonderful as well. Like, it's very icy. The eye is very icy and beautiful. Yeah, looks very nice. 1 year. Yeah, good job. Looks wonderful. Good job. I don't have anything else to... I'm the guy who asked on the last live. Oh, I see. Where I was gonna say, some ears are a little lumpy, like right here, there. But all in all, yeah, I don't want to nitpick it too much. So, JD says, very neat sculpt. Anatomy seems a little destructive, but a little practice should work well. I mean, if they've only been doing this for a year, then they know a thing or two about practice, right? Good job, Emmanuel. By the way, guys, everybody here is on the Discord, so, you know, if you want to get to know somebody, know how they did something, like, hit them up. The Discord was made for networking, okay? The Discord was made for making friends and connections and all of that stuff. And everybody on my Discord, if you made it to my Discord and you haven't been banned yet, that means you have been personally chosen, and we trust you, and you are nice and supportive of each other, you know? So don't be afraid of reaching out to people on the Discord. Everybody should be very nice. Okay? Let's look at the next one. Great render, by the way. The only thing, okay, we're fast. Like, just to finish, I don't love the composition. I don't love that the base is being cut off of the render and the face is so close to the edge. I would probably expand that window. Like, that's it. Next, we have Matthew H. Here it is. Aw, no. So I like to read what the person says, but they said, here it is in all its terribleness. Managed to work out how to get some whiskers using fiber mesh. Couldn't get her at all to work right for the sake. So this guy is clean shaven for the most part. Anyway, a lot to learn. I'm glad to have been a part of this challenge. Well, good job on figuring out the fiber mesh. I don't like that you said in all its terribleness. I really like, you know, positive thinking, positive speaking to yourself. Trust me. This is coming from somebody who made a living out of hating themselves for like a billion years and only now learned not to. And like life actually flows so much easier if you're not sabotaging yourself by talking bad things about yourself. Like, it's crazy. Even like the same amount of work you do, if you're not punishing yourself, the same amount of work goes farther. It's like, it's weird. Hitting goals becomes easier and faster with less effort. So I definitely recommend, like, you know, taking a little bit of time and like trying to, it's different. It's one thing to be humble and be like, hey, I'm a beginner, and it's a different thing to be like, I suck, you know? So that's my little advice. They say in chats, I'm a total Zbrush noob, 1 month, as well as new to 3D sculpting in any way. I have wanted to expand my skill set and take some of my sketching and art into 3 dimensions. I work full-time as a video producer, so I didn't have a lot of time to work on this, but I stuck through both streams and did some additional work off-stream when I had the time. I wanted to try to work on anatomy more than stylizing at this point. I had a lot of trouble making fire for his face. Thank you so much for... The rest of the message got cut out. Okay, let's actually look at it now. So, considering all the tools I gave you during the stream, if that was your first ever engagement into Zbrush and you had a whole other job during the time, it's actually pretty strong. It looks like a lion. You forgot the twist, but that's my main feedback. Where's the twist? I would probably have liked to see more love go into the mane itself, like more shaping. And the stuff I showed, I'm not sure if you are on ZBrush Core or ZBrush Normal. So if you were on ZBrush Core, I suppose that's why you couldn't do the hair, like the little hair VDM brush. And in fact, if I would like to remember this for next time, like I'll take Core and ZBrush Mini into consideration, and I'll make some brushes for you guys, like or some alphas or something. That way you can, you know, also keep up, like when it comes to that particular aspect. So they have some lumpiness in the face. It's nothing too egregious, mind you, but a little bit of lumpiness. That probably means you went up too high in the subdivisions too fast. So you probably want to stay in the lower subdivision until you're absolutely in love with your model. The form is there, it's strong, and then you go up a little. You know, that's kind of my go-to way to do these things, and that will actually help you get around these little lumpy problems. But all in all, actually, I've had students that have done this for a year that made lumpy messes that are like far beyond this. So good job on that regardless, you know. We could probably maybe use a little bit more richness in the color, because every single color is a derivative of this like beige, yellowy beige. So maybe we could have enriched it a little bit. The only part that's not yellowy beige is I barely painted it in, just some dots of yellow or of pink on the nose. So maybe it could have been a little bit more strong thrown in. And the eyes could have been a little bit higher poly. So even if you just divided it up one more time, so that we don't see the pixels or the polygons when you painted it, will go a long way as well. If you're going for like a full anatomical lion, definitely make the nose bigger, chin down. Actually, like, that's the main thing that's like off about the anatomy, so it's not bad at all. Good job, Matthew. Let's see what people say in chats. And Jazzy says, I like it, Matthew, honey. Swift says, good job, Matthew. Dark Witch says, I think you did great, Matthew. Cellular Moto says, fire. JD says, such great progress for a month. Absolutely. You guys know what I was doing a month in. Maybe if you guys remind me at the end of the stream, I'll show it. I have a little, like, Trello board or something from, like, back in the day that has pictures. Sculpt Kitty says, do you know how I got into fine detail mode in Zbrush and how I get out of it? I don't know what fine detail mode is. Do you mean HD geometry maybe? Or like like the top subdivision? But if you need to, feel free to send the screenshots in the Discord. Let's look at the next one. This one has 4 stars. Restodated says, definitely didn't have enough time on this. Updating mods is a lot of work. From one Anna to another, thanks for running this little challenge. I learned a lot. Oh, and then she sent a heart. Or they. And then the other Anna sent a heart for me. Okay, so this is very interesting. What do you guys think? Love the creativity. Oh, let's zoom out. I'm zoomed in. Love the creativity of it. Strong vibes. Like, I feel like I would have seen this in a TV show when I was a kid, right? Like, look at the face. It definitely has thoughts behind those eyes, and that's one of the main things I look for. It's like, does it look like it could be alive and have thoughts? Even if it doesn't look realistic. Like, that's not the point. The point is that, like, does the eyes look empty or not? It's a very fine line, and it's like more of a vibe than anything. But it's so true. And this one does feel like he does have thoughts, and he could be in a children's show. Love the necklace. Super clean brush. I don't know if you made your own brush or not, but it's super clean. Just like me, for real. Dark Witch says they love this one so much. So good job picking the blue colors to break up that beige of the lion. I really like this brush that you use to break up the fur. I just wish that the fur itself in the modeling had more breakups, because these here, they look really soft. Like, they don't look like hair so much, especially here at the tips. And we got some crisscrossing, which isn't my favorite thing ever. I like keeping everything in a single flow. If you could just take this snake hook brush with the move and make it really tiny and just add some spikes to the end of this, I think it would go a lot further. It might also be a little too symmetrical. Maybe some hair inside the ears. The anatomy of the shoulders, like when it comes to human or humanoid anatomy, it's definitely a little off. The clavicle is going the wrong direction. The pecs are just... But I can tell that the pecs are just roughed in and everything's just sketched in. So I definitely would recommend filling out your own clavicle. Like, I do this every time I sculpt, guys. Like, it's not even funny. Like, you start at the beginning, you go through it, and then you notice where it ends. It ends kind of like behind the deltoid, right here, right there. So it kind of curves back towards your back. It creates like this V shape with the traps. It's a very interesting, like, difficult little area of the body to sculpt. So definitely look at some more reference. I really like this one book called Anatomy for Sculptors. I always bring it up, right? Like, every time, every stream ever. Like, this is here where I keep it. It's like falling apart. Literally, like, pages are just simply, they all just fell on the floor. That's what happens. It's okay, like, all the pages were already out of order anyway. So, didn't lose anything there. I recommend getting something like this if you're pursuing sculpting. There's also online versions, like they have a whole ArtStation profile that they use. Great book, but expensive. I know. That's why it's so nice that they have so much resources online for us. Let's see what the chat has to say about this one. Lion looking yummy. Oh no. Dark says, I love this one so much. Ocean Kid thinks it looks like Thundercats. Dark Witch says, I feel like this is a character to interact with in Animal Crossing or something. Matin Vishila says, it's a wise lion in the distant Egypt. I love it. Everybody likes the sideburns. They like the Elder Scroll vibes. So I don't think the person who made this is here, but people are really vibing with this one. So really good job. It's not lumpy. It's clean, like, which is one of the hardest parts to accomplish. So for sure, good job. I also like how they kind of went like darker with the paints in some areas to really like highlight the anatomy and stuff. Next one. Dustin Arts. They say in chat in the Discord, firstly I want to say I'm grateful for the space in this contest. Oddly, this took place about 2 weeks after I purchased Zbrush, so Anna and a few other people on the Zbrush channel really helped me push through this. This is my first ever 3D piece that I have pushed to the composition phase, so yeah, here we go. Oh, P.S. I did have a concept behind it. It was kind of my take on a lion from Avatar Universe. Good luck, everyone. Okay, so this is very good for somebody's first sculpt ever. Like, well, not first sculpt ever, but like first finished sculpt ever. So good job. I don't know if they're here today, but yeah. Oh, they are. Dustin says in chat, my approach was to try and create a lion that would exist in the Avatar universe. I can 100% say I'm grateful for everyone in the Zbrush community that posts tutorials on. Okie dokie. Let's see what I think about this. Yeah, obviously, I would like to echo what everybody in chat is saying and just mention that it's very nice. And, like, the scales are so clean, too. Like, oh, I don't know how you did those. But, yeah, the scales are clean, the colors are nice, the design is very compelling, the forms are there, I mean, with the exception of the tail. It's friendly, it's cute, it does look like something from Avatar. So good job with that part. So let's get to what I think could be better. So the first thing is, I don't know if you guys are gonna like this one, but I always avoid black shadows. You see how black these shadows are? It's very difficult to reproduce this in the real world, especially during daytime. So in daytime, the sun and the sky, they have cool looking lighting. Okay, so it's like bluish, so we would have a little bit of that bounce back through the environment and whatnot, and it would never be purely black. It also kind of flattens and hides a lot of the model, so try to avoid it in the future. But as far as the directionality of the light, I do like that, kind of get this vibe here. Next thing is that the toes feel really empty and like not detailed compared to the rest. I would definitely have added a little bit of scales or something on there. Just a little bit of detail would go a long way. I mentioned the tail earlier, but the tail is very lumpy and it's so hard to get the tail perfect. Once you start messing it up on one side and you pull it from the other, it just starts getting more wobbly and more wobbly, right? So we got nothing but wobbles. I would much prefer to see like a strong continuous curve, you know, that feels more intentional. And right here at the beginning of the tail especially, like, so like up down, like gets thinner, thicker, thinner, thin, thick, much thicker. So definitely be more careful with the tail. The flower looks great, the painting is just wonderful. I like the matte cap that you put on the rocks. So here's a pro tip for next time: like just temporarily raise the subdivision on anything that looks low poly for your render. even if you're not going to do it for real, I just temporarily raise the poly counts, and it will totally just get rid of these little squares, basically, because they are very distracting to me anyway. Looks great. Yeah, you noticed the rocks too late. Let's see what everybody's saying in chat. Cellular Motive says the colors are fire. Anjirasa says the design is so cool. Bring me darkness says Kileon Lindo, which means what a beautiful lion. Cellular Motive says inclusion of the little edge, pretty awesome too. What edge? Ledge. Inclusion of the ledge. Little flower petal mane is the cutest. I need to put one on my cat. Yuri says Pokemon vibes. Dustin says first finish ZBrush. I have done box modeling in other programs. Matten says looks good and in resonance with nature, exactly like the Avatar universe. Harry J says I like the colors. Just Dustin says there's multiple renders with different textures blended together. It was kind of a cavity map. My goal is for it to be a bit of a sunrise scene, but I agree. I see. So maybe we can get like it still wouldn't be that dark. Last thing is that compositionally, like it just feels like the head is really close to the edge, and everything in this composition is pointing this way. So we got a strong movement going this way. However, that being said, it's leading to nowhere, you know? So like if we gave us more space between the lion and the edge, maybe it would be a little bit more harmonious. Dustin says he's grateful for the feedback. Daz on the Discord says, y'all, these submissions are absolutely amazing. And I agree. All right, next one. Let's see what else we got. We're blazing through, guys. All right, next is Dark Witch Dreams, who has been very nice and supportive to everybody else here. So hopefully you guys are supportive to them. So they say in chat, I think I'm happy with this, but I don't know. I might fiddle with it a little bit more, but I wanted to get something in while I was happy with the ZBrush render settings. Everyone's submissions are looking so good. You guys should all go back into the Discord and give everybody some stars. So let's take a look at Dark Witch Dreams Lion. So we got another nice stylized lion, right? With some very strong, very clearly bug antennas. I had seen this one in the Discord, I think, and I thought it was very cute. Good job on it. Yeah, looks great. Not lumpy at all. Very clean control over your model, right? Right here we got some maybe Sculptress Pro pinches or something like that, like those little pulls right here. But I can tell that that's not from sculpting, it's just from the topology itself. I believe you use Core, right? So it does look great, good job. As far as improvements, I think the render is a little dark. Including all the areas in the face. Like, I love a dark render, but I like having maybe a light that's just kind of helping them unglue from the background. And I see a little bit of a rim light here. Maybe we could have just gotten a little stronger with it. Looks great. Yeah, super clean. Like, good job on that. I don't know how you did it in Core. Core. By the way, since I'm not connected to the speakers anymore, I no longer see when people follow me, but thank you all for the follows. Your local artist, Dakota Williams, and others. Thank you so much. Okay. Good job painting the antenna. I think maybe the painting around the nostril and the lower mouth could be cleaned up just a little bit. You see how we got some smudges. We could have broken up the symmetry on the mane a little bit more, maybe broken up the shapes and done sub shapes, secondary shapes a little bit more intensely. I was struggling with the lighting and cord, didn't have enough time to export and repaint in Blender. That makes sense. I'm not sure if you have to repaint it, actually. Like, I just recently did a tutorial where I exported it to Cinema 4D, and it let me apply the vertex paint, which is what the poly paint is, as a texture map, or like as a texture to my material. So there's something to look into. That was very interesting. So the eyes are a little dark, and they're not really having that light, that we're looking for. You could just put in little dots in Photoshop. Also, the eye looks a little flat. It doesn't look like a circle. It just looks like a very flat shape. You can tell by the way that the pupil looks on the side view. But all in all, yeah, wonderful piece. Yeah. Personally, I don't love the shadow falling on it, but sometimes you can't do anything about it. Like, that's just how life is. um, okay. Let's see what everybody has to say about this one. Great work. It would be beautiful to have an animation from this project. Dark Witch says, I've been loving this challenge. And Dustin says, wow. Sculpt Kid says, I gave everyone hearts. I didn't know stars were the in thing, but I went back and spread the star love. Dark Witch says, we have had ant problems in our apartment, so I figured I would turn some of them into art. I was struggling. Alright, thank you for your feedback. I'm gonna go mess with the eyes and such and see what I can improve. Totally, yeah. Okay, let's look at the next one. Alright, let's bring that smaller. This one's from Henato Antonio. It was a complex project. I had to redo several things during the process, but I'm happy. Henato says in chat now, my idea was to create a lion that was visually brutal. So I put in some wounds and horns that resemble a bull. And not to lose the idea of being more fanciful animal, I chose the slightly less saturated green color. Very nice. Just at a first glance, I can tell you are much more experienced than the others. Like, look at how good that torn up horn looks. Like, very beautiful. That is wonderful. Like, I just really like that effect. Look at that complex anatomy of the leg. The veins, they really go a long way to add complexity to the anatomy. The fiber mesh looks good. The eyes, they feel very alive. Nice wrinkles of the face. Good claws. The paws look great. I like that you put in our challenge on there. So if I were to give any feedback, it's very little feedback because it actually does look pretty solid as far as the lion sculpt goes. Like, nailed that back leg, the front leg looks great. Like, nobody can fault your anatomy. I think design-wise, these teeth here, they are a little thick and they are overlapping the bottom jaw, and they're just not standing out. Like, you see how much this horns stand out. They got that brightness to them. They bring attention to them, but these top teeth, they kind of just blend in a lot, because the color and the shape. So I would maybe thin it out a little and not let it tangent so much. Maybe have the tip come out to here instead. That we saw that very clear point, like better silhouette, I guess, of the tooth itself, because it looks like it wraps around. Look at even the inside teeth have a little bit of that glow, so definitely make sure to bring that in too. into the work, into the big teeth, I mean. Yeah, I have very little to add to this one. It's definitely high level. Dark Witch says, this one is so scary. I love it. Very prehistoric looking. Sculpt Kid says it's Kratos, the lion. Looks incredible. Ocean skipped. Anything else saying? 30 years in the making? And how long have you been using Zbrush? Was one thing that could be fixed was the claws. They have no texture. I mean, if you're gonna go this far, might as well go wrap it up, you know. Have a new arm for my microphone too, and I don't know how to use it properly. It's been doing it for a little over a year. Renato, obrigada pelo feedback. Sem problema, Renato. Mas assim, ele tá bem forte, sabe? Não tem muita coisa pra adicionar. Parabéns. Good work. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Next we have Bruno back. They said, trying to make the character Ajani from Magic the Gathering. That's actually kind of cool, and I'm interested in this character. Like, very nice. So, good job. I don't know if they're here. Lion toes look very detailed. About the last one, yeah. Oh, yes, they are here. Bruno says, trying to make a character from Magic the Gathering, but unfortunately had no time to finish. I mean, it looks nice. Did you make this brush yourself for the hair? Okay, so first thing, yeah, obviously looks very nice. I haven't seen the character, but I imagine it's probably recognizable. Very strong shapes. Not too lumpy, although it's a little lumpy. Like if I look here, like look at, there's a lot of stuff going on in the bicep and deltoids that might not need to be there necessarily. Maybe just working too high poly too fast. You know, love the little wrinkly nose situation that it's got going on. I like the hair. I think this parts of the hair here, they could definitely have better endings. It's too round. And the round makes it look a lot not like hair. You need like to finish the hair with like a flat line from cutting or a spike. Okay, so be careful with that. Also we could break it up. Of course, I know you ran out of time. Great teeth, nice chin. We missed a lot of that in some of the past ones, so we need that nice chin to happen. The clavicle might be a problem in this one as well. You'll find that with people who are very buff, the pecs kind of cover up the clavicles in most spaces. But then, after some time, the clavicles show up, and there's like a nice little triangle right here, where the clavicles are really visible, and then they kind of hide again. So definitely look into that. The pecs might be a little long, but all in all, it's not bad. Somebody likes the abs in chat. Let's see what chat's saying. Darkridge says, well, very details. I like the hair and the face. Harry says, I love the hair and the abs. Andreas says they have the abs. So good job on that. This is a very popular one, it seems. Flip Campus says, really nice. Cellular Motive says, the anatomy kind of goddamn. I don't know how to interpret that, but it's a good thing, I'm guessing. So good job on that. Again, thank you so much for the follow, and also Silly Callie Marina 78. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a whole bunch. Alrighty, guys. So, you know, I don't have that much to critique on this one. I mean, the composition could be better, of course, and I know it's just a screenshot, but for example, you could just crop out the lines, the top and bottom. Just make the model itself a little smaller, you know, and then just screenshot that. Just a little bit more like, a little bit more professional, you know. Even if you run out of time, you can still do some good presentation, you know. Yeah. Sculpt Kid says, I love the hair. I need to watch some more on the tutorials and learn how to do this stuff. But good job. I love the soft shadowing, by the way. Like, I like soft shadows. This really is good. So, I don't know if the person... Oh, the person is here, right? Yeah, Bruno. Good job on that. Thank you so much for coming. And trying out the challenge. I hope you finish this one. Let's see what else we have going on. This one got 6 stars. Wow. The stars are starting to go up, huh? So next. Umberto Pires. Umberto. I did my best, but tomorrow I will be better than today. I hope everyone liked it. It was fun. Nah, that's the spirit. Right there. So, let's see. We all learned about the stars. Positivity. So, let's see. First off, great creativity. I love the horns, specifically the broken one. I guess I have a thing for the broken horns today. But really good job on that broken horn. Nice colors, interesting design. This one's got personality, you know. I like that there's poly paint, like the red comes inside of the eye. Like, that makes me want to know more, you know. How did that get there? I don't know. The messed up ear, like, as in, like, it's all cut up, looks nice. As far as what can be done better, the forms, like the primary forms, are definitely there. Like, you nailed the primary forms, but from there, it seems like when you went up higher subdivisions, it started getting really blobby. You know, it's a little bit overworked, so to speak. You know, blah 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 everywhere. So a little bit more smoothing brush might be a very good idea. You know. So be careful with that. So it seems like you've nailed your primaries, which is like the hard part, right? So now you can work on the rest a little bit more clean. I'm guessing you're working on 4 because of the fur, but I think we can definitely use a little bit more sculptural aspects of the fur, more breakup, more layers. You know, it's very single pass. I can tell in chat right now they are absolutely in love with the mustache. So good job with that. It seems the mustache is everybody's favorite. So good job. I like all the asymmetry. Like, everything is asymmetrical. Really good job. So the main thing to fix is really the lumpiness all over. Like, and I think it won't be hard for you if you were able to get strong shapes. Let's see what everybody's saying. Dark Witch says, I really like this one. Very distinguished. What a distinguished gentleman. Matthew Hinman says, there's definitely a story behind this one. Sculpt Kid says, a very dapper chap. Humberto, the person who made it, says, fiz vários renders dele. Em uma das versões ele tinha óculos, mas ficou muito pouco estranho. Estudos de Zbrush 4 meses. It's saying that they've done so many renders and one of them had glasses. I love it, but then they said it was a little weird. Bonus points if you post the glasses in the Whips and Critiques channel, and that they've been doing ZBrush for 4 months. Batten says, it's like Lion Dally winking, good colors. I don't know why, but this one reminded me of Lil Nas X. um, I don't know if I see it. Another thing to improve for the future is that the red background is kind of low contrast with some of the areas of the model, especially the horn. You see how like right here, the edge of the horn is pure red and the background is pure red, and together they kind of just blend in together. I think like a different color might have really made that horn pop more, maybe even the fur, you know. And also the render is very tight. It's like very small. It's literally touching the lion in every way. So maybe you could have copied this out into a different Photoshop file that was a little bit bigger or something like that. Could have done a lot. But I really like the outline here. I don't know how that happened. I think the mask just moved a little, but man, it still works. So good job. We only have a couple left, guys. Don't be sad, but it seems that way. Kung Fury says, I'm a bit late. This is my final render, done in a day. Oh, they're gonna send the glasses later. Nice. Alright, guys. Let's take a look at this one. From Kung Fury. Okay, so the face looks absolutely wonderful. It really does look like a lion, you know? You really nailed the form here in front of the eye. The chin is there. You really got that hair effect going on. Good job. I personally don't love the crisscrossing of hair. I like all the flow going, you know, in soft directions that kind of go together. So see how here we got crisscross hair going this way and then hair going this way. Like the alpha is just overlapping. You know, I personally don't love that vibe. The whatever brush used for the fur looks nice, although we can still see the old fur that's kind of like very dramatic and it's like a high contrast, you know. It's still visible. I might have hidden that part of the subtool right there. The eyes look great. The little mouth looks good. Yeah, it's very nice work in general. Might have a little too much symmetry, you know. Probably could have done something a little bit nicer with the lighting as well. Like I'm getting a little pop of color, but I'm not sure if it's strong enough or if it just looks muddy. Maybe a stronger rim light could have been useful. Maybe a different color background. But all in all, it's very solid work. What do you guys think? Specifically right here, by the way, like right here in the top of the hair, I can see the original mesh and then like the little pieces of hair coming out. They're too symmetrical. The closer you are to the center of symmetry, the less you want to rely on symmetry. And then, since I can still see, it looks more like spikes than it does hair, you know? So I might have kept the hair pretty big, the brush pretty big here. And it probably would have saved time too. Let's see. Dark Witch Dream says, this one is so pretty. How did you do the texture on the face? Super striking. Matthew Hinman, minus the paints. I love the work on this. Sculpt Kid says, I really enjoy the overall shape and lion's face on this one. It feels like a cool necklace charm. Nice. Yeah, it could be like on The Witcher, you know, how they have the wolf necklace. This could be like the lion version. Exactly. Bega Noor says, asymmetry would change the look big time. I don't know. I kind of always think a little asymmetry. Like, you could do like a subtle asymmetry where you manually don't have symmetry on, but you try to make it symmetrical on the other side. Therefore, getting a little bit of asymmetry, making it look more natural, but still it's symmetrical, you know? Gash Slug says, I really like this one. The face shapes are great. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Strong model here. Got here. All right, let's see what's the next one is. This one's from Fragrai. Yo yo, I did my little swamp lion. This one has a ton of reactions to it. It's like next level. Um, full of reactions. This person has their own fan club. Okay. This one's very popular. Oh my god. Guys, I wish people could just see the messages popping in. The water looks so refreshing. Okay. So let's take a look. I don't know the person, but let's go. So, first off, commendations on eliciting such a response from the watchers. Good job. Oh, let's see what they say in chat. They just messaged us. Took about a month to try to understand a program by making little figures and following tutorials. I did up a reference sheet first because before starting and put together a mood board so I had a better idea of what I wanted to make. It's a swamp lion, so I took features associated with such an environment and how a creature there would blend into it. It's a bit more stylized. The painting was probably the most enjoyable for me. I can very much say I relied on the paintbrush to give it detail and such. Okay, so I love the wooden legs and arms. Crocodile tail is wonderful. I wish I could see more of it. Cool matte cap that you used, or like filter or something that makes it look more stylized. I like the big old eyeball. It's very cool. I even like little drawn on lily pads that are just poly paint, right? So good job on this one. So yeah, the style is wonderful. The colors are really neat. I actually think the color of the background is kind of letting down the cool color palette of the models themselves. And like, if we could find something less meh to go with it, that would probably up the look a lot. Like, it's just very default, you know. I like the little swirl of the hair. I wish the hair was less symmetrical though. It looks extremely symmetrical. And the silhouette could probably be a little stronger of the hair. There's a little bit of a shadow going on that is kind of covering up a lot of the body. I would consider softening that, or, you know, trying to get rid of it, but I understand that that's not always possible. Tail looks great. In the future, I would recommend when you're doing this wood to like segment it a little bit more strongly. Right now, you're relying a lot on like the standards to make it work. I think in the future you could maybe use like multiple subtools to like really make those separation points really separate and like clean. You know, I love a good yellow tooth in my creatures. Every single creature I've ever made has yellow and orange teeth. So good job on that. I love the color choices. And yeah, I don't know what the pose is necessarily, but it kind of looks like they're using the toilet a little bit. So maybe I would update the pose a little bit if that wasn't the intention. Ratatouille, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it a whole bunch. Like the tail and the upper arms. Nice, nice. I like the eyes, like the painted on eyes. Very like Aboriginal painting style almost. I appreciate that. It looks good. Let's see what the chat has to say. Dark Witch says, I love, love, love this one. It's wonderful. Sculpt Kids, this is my favorite frog lion. And Jurassic says, the colors, amazing. Swift Tinnick says, so cool. It's like the animals in Avatar, The Last Airbender. Great one. Took lionfish to a whole other level. And I can't unsee it now. Why you said it. Oh, sorry guys. I'm here to help you improve. Sometimes, you know, work's still sick. Yeah, absolutely. It's sick. Good job. This is insane. So let's see. Really good job. Otherwise, I don't think I have any other feedback. I mean, in the future, you might want to consider like not relying as much on painting, but of course it depends on what it's for. So if it's something for like a game like World of Warcraft or LOL or something that like painting is great, but like for 3D printing and most other things, like you do need that nice 3D crisp model there, you know. Henato says, love the color palettes. Okay, let's go to the next one. We only have 2 more. Oh my lord. This one is from Matival123. They say, I'm too late, but this is it. I enjoy my very first time Zbrushing, and I need time to paint. Need more time to paint. Lionusa. Wow, if this is your first model ever, like it's by far better than my first model ever. So, let's see. Clean forms, like 99% of the forms are clean, very smooth. You know, I got a little bit of like, you know, some pinching or stretching right here by the nose, but honestly that's a tricky area for anybody. So really good job on that. Got a little bit of a problem with the sphere right here. Like, looks like the topology stopped you from being able to smooth this out. So be very careful with that. If you have Dynamesh, that should take care of the problem. Let's see what they're saying in chat. I'm so glad to participate. This is my first time in ZBrush, and I learned a lot with you, Anna. I can't do a render, and some error appears, and I ran out of time. I try to do lioness, but with tentacles, because I love Medusa goddess. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all and love from Ecuador. Aw, thank you. It's good. Like for your first model, like. I love the little scale effects you put on the little tentacles. Really good job on that. Really good job. Nice little paints. You know, yeah, it's their first sculpts. Like, no joke. That's not bad at all. The eyes look a little flat, like in the modeling. It seems to be from the side that they're not round. The perspective might be a little strong, so it makes the face look really long. So, like, you know, we can always change the perspective, and I wouldn't expect somebody in the first model ever to know how to change the perspective. So, don't worry. Okay. Let's see. The poly painting on the eye is a little patchy, so definitely go in and just really paint. Make sure that everything's painted. You know, as opposed to like leaving some white spots. Dark Witch says, the texture and the tentacles is so fun, and I love the color choices also. As far as like the design goes, I think the silhouette could be stronger. So like more cool tentacles, like bigger curves of the tentacles. They're all very smashed in that one area. So like give them some room, you know, let them come around. But yeah, like I really don't like. It's really good for your first time. Really strong, nice forehead anatomy too. Looks like the painting maybe got done at a low subdivision, and then you made the subdivision higher to take the screenshot. So it got a little stretched in some areas. You can kind of see that it almost looks like there's like some blurred polygons around here. So definitely I would look at that. And maybe you can do something more fun with the lion design itself, you know, since it's like a Medusa tentacle kind of thing. So like do some cool colors, stripes, make some scales, you know, that would really push it over the edge and make it super fun. I think. So definitely give that a shot. In the future, I mean, if you are down to complete this model, drop it into Discord so that I can give you extra feedback in the future. All right. Good job on your first model, though. Like, really good job. Let's see what else people say. So Vega says, "Oh wow, if it's your first sculpt, it's dope." Sculpt Kid says, "I really love the colors in this one. The contrast between the head and the hair is cool, and the effect on the tentacles look good." Dark Witch says, "Texture on the tentacles is so fun. I love the color choices too." Matten says, "Yes, I want to do a lot of tentacles and a little snake heads at the end. I will continue doing it for sure." Totally. You know, I'll let you in on a secret. Most people like make brushes specifically for that. So you're actually doing this on like hard mode. And I commend you for that. You know, it's just extra time, extra effort. Totally worth it. Guys, we only have one more model to go through. Are you ready? Last one is from Flip Compose. Flippy Compose. I wonder if they're here. Right off the bats. Oh, hi, they are here. They are here. Good. Right off the bat, love the colors on this one. It was really catching my eye. Like, I like that neutral, kind of almost like graphite look that it has. And then the strong piercing greens is very nice. Good job. Good job on that. Love the way the blood runs down the face. It's very organic and natural, like the way the blood is right here. Very interesting use of black around the eye. I personally love that. It's a great trick to really bring attention and create that contrast that we're looking for when we're trying to create that glow. Little hole in the ear is a tiny detail. Glowing inside of the mouth. So very nice. Very nice flip. So as far as the main goes and constructive feedback, the main is a little simple. You know, he looks very realistic in the face. So I think a little bit more detail in the main, a little bit more breaking up of that form. Maybe using some VDM brushes, depending on whether or not you were using the full version of ZBrush, would go a long way. The mouth and snout is actually very bear-like. Bears have those thick hanging jowls around the teeth like this, and they have the longer faces. This from if you guys cover the eyes and the mane, it's like a bear, which actually still looks good. And since this is a lion with a twist, if it was an intentional twist, then it looks great. You know, I just thought I'd let you know in case you weren't going for bear at all. But the mouth snout area looks very much like a bear. I think that might be bone coming through here, so that's nice. Little attention to detail. I'm trying to put something underneath there. The tongue, it looks very, very plasticky because of the light hitting off of it. You need a little bit more texture and detail there to help it pass. Maybe I would have broken up the teeth as well a little bit. I'd say that it's a very strong piece. The only thing that could be better is the hair. And actually right here, the hair, it looks really nice. So if you just bring that vibe, you know, to the rest of the hair, it would do a lot for you. Like, it would just make it really nice. But all in all, like, really great. This is the kind of stuff like I used to draw in my notebooks as a younger person. So, I don't know. It just looks really cool to me. I really enjoy this piece. So I just think that is absolutely wonderful. I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan actually of the green glow inside of the mouth, but other than that, it's wonderful. So the main really is like, if you could spend another like 2 hours on this, I would put all of it into the main. You know, just really pushing and pushing it again and again. Let's see. Oh, and of course, the render could be more snazzy, right? We got a really hard shadow going down here around the face. Nothing really special going on with the render. You know, so it's going to be a little bit better. A little bit better. Let's see what they say. Flip says, I got caught up in the modeling part. Just finished minutes before the stream. Didn't have the chance to do the rendering, but I still wanted to submit. Oh yeah, you did the right thing. Like, well, as far as submitting versus not submitting, you did the right thing. Submitting is the best choice. Okay, so like never miss a submission because you didn't finish. And that goes for everybody here. I see some of you who worked on this and didn't submit. It's okay if it's incomplete. Like, showing up is 80%, guys. Like, learn that lesson early and your life will go a lot easier, okay? Not everything has to be perfect. It just has to be there. That being said, you know, time management is a key part of being an artist and also being in a challenge, right? So being able to manage your time better so that you can have time for that render is essential. Let's see. Cellular Motive says, the green is great. Fragrai says, the glowy green is pretty cool for real. Ocean Skip reminds me of Scar from Lion King, but if he was Dark Lord kind of lion. Matin says, I love that. It is so thin and hurts. You see the lion suffer. Cool green too. Matthew says, great start. I would love to see where this one goes. Okay. Wonderful job. Guys, that is the final model of the day. A tiny round of applause for everyone. Good freaking job. Good freaking job, guys. Link, Sandro. Pior que eu também não cheguei perto de terminar, mas eu ia fazer o corpo inteiro, mas essa semana foi tão corrida. Undead Lion raised by Necromancer. Right, that is the fun. Oh, let's look at them all over again. Oh. Let's go down memory lane. Let me just make these smaller too so that we can see them. Lots of good ones. I'm just so happy and proud of all of you for trying. And not just that, for putting yourselves out there, guys. Like, take it from me. I know a thing or two about putting yourself out there and being vulnerable and just being okay with, things maybe not going your way, people critiquing you, people judging you, being afraid of all of that and still doing it. One of my favorite sayings of all time is, do it scared, right? We don't have to get over all our fears to get our dreams, right? We can feel the fear and just really feel it, guys. Like, just really go through it. Like, fear, just like anything, is a hormone in the body. It doesn't go away necessarily unless you go through it, right? You can't push it. You gotta walk through it. Just feel that fear and then just do it anyway, right? Even if the odds are against you, even if you're shy, even if you're embarrassed, it's okay, right? We can do it. That being said, I'd like to thank our wonderful sponsors again, Wacom, the one and only Wacom, for sponsoring this wonderful stream, and the two that came before it, and of course, better yet, sponsoring the giveaway. I have made an executive decision. Okay. Executive decision time. Nobody alive knows what I'm about to do. Not even my assistant Gus, not even Wacom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of choosing the winners myself, I'm going to give everybody who participated an equal chance and randomly pick the winner. Okay? I hope that doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. But it is clear that every person here was at a different level of knowing Zbrush, and it wouldn't be fair to pit somebody who's made their first model ever with this challenge versus somebody who's done it for a year or two, right? And this is a beginner challenge, which means that everybody should get a chance to shine. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up a window and we're going to type in everybody's names and we're going to randomly generate the winner. And I know some of you guys are going to be disappointed because you absolutely smoked the competition, but it's okay, okay? I'm going to do another... Let me put that away. I'm going to do another giveaway with Wacom for Halloween. And that one will be for everybody, all right? everybody, pro, non-pro, amateur, hobbyist, everybody's welcome to participate in that one. That one is going to be the real deal. All right. And that one will be picked based on skill. Okay. So stay tuned for that one. No, guys, it's not unfair. It's actually unfair if I did it the other way. In my opinion, that's the most fair thing, considering some peeps just started and other got a few months. Yeah. It's okay, guys. It's just the fairest thing to do for today. Okay. So let's do it together. Let's start with Henato, then Sculpt Kid, Harry, JC, Emmanuel, Matthew H, Restrained, Dustin. There's only one Dustin. Dark Witch Dreams. Henato. Bruno. Gilberto. Kung Fury, Fragrai, Matt Bill, and then last but not least, Flip Campus. Suspense. Wishing every participants the best. So exciting. Did I not put Luciano on here? Let me triple check to make sure everybody's in, guys. So let's go together. Henato, Sculpt Kid, Harry JC, Emmanuel, Matthew H, Restrained, Dustin, Dark Witch Dreams, Henato, Bruno back, Gilberto, Kung Fury, Fragrai, Matt Evil, and Flip Campus. There's nothing you can do or say that will make me stop this. Okay, so tell you their motive, just relax a little bit. The reason being is that this was specifically a challenge made for beginners, and there's nothing I can do to stop non-beginners from joining and absolutely smoking all the beginners. All right, so who's ready? Who's ready? Okay, drums. One sec. I'm gonna just build the suspense. Sorry, guys. The suspense must continue to build. It's building. Okay, so the first roll is going to be for the, the first row is going to be the third place. Okay, third place wins a Wacom Intuos tablet. All right, so let's go for it. I hope my assistant is here. Click to spin. Kung Fury, congratulations. Let me put that here. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. So, congratulations, Kung Fury. Congrats. Everybody's congratulating in chat. So many messages coming in. Congrats. It was truly a good model, too. A really good job. Congratulations. Let's remove you from the list. Second place will also be a Wacom Intuos tablets, guys. So it's another Intuos, which will be shipped to you wherever you might live. Are you guys ready for it? Can we see the winner? So this was Kung Fury. Let me find it. This one. This one was Kung Fury. So they just won third place. Good job. Good job. Congrats, guys. Next, let's see who also is winning a Intuos tablets from our wonderful sponsors, Wacom. You guys ready? It's Dustin. Congrats, Dustin. This is Dustin's. Congratulations, Dustin. You truly did a wonderful job. I mean, this one was one of the most popular ones in chat. It was wonderful, really complete work. So I'm really glad that you were chosen. Really good job. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the Intuos tablets that you're getting. Flowers for the win. Yeah. Congrats. By the way, those scales look wonderful. I love them. I really do. Yeah. They look very clean. Good job. Good job, everybody. Dustin for muito bom mesmo. They just said Dustin deserved it. It was very good. Good job. Good job. I'm really happy to be doing this with you guys today. I'm really happy that you all understand why we have to do it this way. Okay. Thank you all so much for understanding that. And on that note, are you all ready for first place? First place, well, I guess it's not really first place, but it is the first prize, which is a Wacom One tablet, which is a screen tablet. Okay, it's like $400 or $500. Are you guys ready? I love the drums. All right, guys. Guys, you ready? You ready? Okay, I'm doing it. A little bit of lag there. Oh my god, the suspense. It's Sculpt Kid. Good job. Good job. Good job, everybody. Oh wow. Let's get their project open. I can't find it anymore. Yeah, this one's a popular one for sure. Congratulations, Sculpt Kid. Super congratulations. I'm so happy for you. So happy for you. Good job. This was truly a good one. Like, everybody loved this one. Good job. Congratulations. Congratulations, everybody. And even more importantly, like, good job, everybody who participated, man. Took dedication, grit, dedication. Did I already say that? So really good job, everybody. I'm so happy for you. Okay. There are a lot of entries that also deserved the win, but unfortunately I only had 3 prizes for today. And I really do, like, I'm gonna say it again, you know, I've said it already, but I really do hope you all understand why we had to pick the winner this way, okay? For the next challenge, I will be picking the winner myself based on quality of art, creativity, and aesthetics. But this was a beginner challenge for people who don't work professionally, and specifically people who don't know Zbrush. So it was a very unfair playing field, so I hope that by picking this way, I made it a little bit more fair. Okay? Everybody who participated had the same chance of winning. And like I said, just showing up is 80%, guys, and I meant it. Me and my assistant are trying to come up with extra, like, small prizes for those of you who participated but didn't win anything today. So keep an eye out on the Discord server, okay? We'll try to come up with something for you all. In the future, he'll let you know if we do come up with something, okay? Diana, I know you did great, good idea, and it's fair. I'm glad you guys don't all hate me. All right. As we wrap up, I want to remind you all to thank our very wonderful Wacom sponsors of today. They made this possible, and I was so happy to work with them. Like, literally, they made this possible, and honestly, like, I never thought I would be working with such a wonderful, beautiful brand and such amazing people. Okay. Stay tuned for more challenges. Make sure to follow me on social media to always be on top of my announcements, because again, I am planning a challenge for Halloween, and you never know, I might be planning some other stuff. I'm always planning stuff, you know. I'm a little bit of a workaholic, so I'm always trying to think of that stuff for you. So make sure to join. I'll post these things on my Twitter feed and my stories on Instagram, and of course the Discord, which is the most important place. If you're not in my Discord, what are you even doing, right? My Discord server is a wonderful curated space of only polite and nice 3D artists who support each other and want to see each other grow, okay? And one of my biggest prides in my career is actually how I was able to create this community. That's so not something I expected once I started streaming, but through like, you know, maintaining these standards for us, we've become such a nice place to be. And I was shocked to find out, I don't want to talk crap about anybody, but I was shocked to find out that not all 3D art Discords are this way. Some people let racism and negativity and all other sorts of problems happen on their Discord server. Not mine, man. So join my server, grow with us, share tips and tricks, tutorials, resources, show off your work, get feedback on your work, give feedback, network with people from all over the industry, from the future pros of tomorrow and the pros of today. You know what I mean? So make sure to join. Furthermore, I have a YouTube channel where I have wonderful, I hope they're good tutorials. Some people compliment me on them. Like, I've gotten more compliments than negative comments, that's for sure. And more than those two, so many bots trying to get me to click on some girls only fan link on my YouTube comments. But anyway, and last but not least, I have a one-on-one mentorship service where you can come and work with me one-on-one, get advice on career, portfolio, art, tutoring, a little mix of everything you might need. So check out that Gumroad link. We are currently sold out. I always feel so weird doing the marketing for that when it's sold out, but we're currently sold out. But you can still join the waitlist. And furthermore, you can join our 3D sculpting workshop that takes place every Wednesday. It's exclusive. It's not public. Only people inside of the workshop can watch. If you join, you can learn from all the past workshops I've done. I've started doing them in March last year. So I have, I don't even want to do the math right now. So that was March. We are in August. So that's like 16 months times 4 or 5. you do the math, right? We have tons of videos, over hundreds of hours of sculpting content, the most intricate little tutorials, but still made easy, because that's what I try to do, is I try to make everything easy for beginners and things like that. You know, so please make sure to join that workshop. You can also buy just access to the videos and not the live version for $9.99, which is pretty good. If you ask me, I will. I mean, if I didn't already have free access. I will see you all in the next stream. Okay. We are ending a little early. Is there anything you guys want to like ask or talk about before I finish up? I mean, I still have a little bit of time. You know, I'm still on the clock. Maybe I'll stick around a little bit longer with you guys. But again, a huge, huge thank you to our sponsors, Wacom. Like, that is huge. They were so nice and so generous to us for sponsoring this stream. Let's start the Q&A and just chit-chatting section. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Speaking of the workshop, I accidentally clicked off and into the workshop overlay. A nice 3D artist. What's that? There's a lot of nice 3D artists. They just don't hang out in places where not nice 3D artists are. Sculpt Kid says, I look forward to learning more. Thanks again for hosting and helping me get my foot into using Zbrush and learning this fun program. That's super powerful. Gash says, you're amazing, Anna. Oh, I lost it. They will be happy you are working with them. Aw, thank you. Matthew says, I have learned so much from you. Every other tutorial and online course that I have tried does not even come close to your instruction. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry. I'm so close to crying. I'm gonna screenshot that one. I don't know. Like, I cry at compliments, guys. So, like, it's one of the best compliments you can give me. Your tutorials are amazing. Keep them coming. Thank you. Isma, how long did you draw? How long have you been doing this? So I started drawing when I was very young, and I stopped drawing when I was around 21. Well, regularly. I still draw, you know? I still draw a surprising amount, like multiple times a year. But I used to draw every day. It was obsessive. You know, like, I used to draw all the time, all my free time, everything. Gifts, I wanted pencils, you know, like that kind of thing. And how long have I been doing this? So I've been working with Zbrush for like 7, almost 8 years. I think. 7 years. And professionally for like 6. Sculpt says, I fixed the jaw on my lion, but trying to figure out the best way to break up the bottom of the mane. Any suggestions? Damien Standard, just cut up little chunks. And then masking. Like, mask with little chunks and then make them more dramatically changed from each other. Did you start from pencil and paper or digitally? I started from pencil and paper, yeah. I had a humble start. Pencil and paper. And then I started digital working when I was around 13, I think. When I actually wrote this in the Wacom blog post that they wrote about me. For those of you who don't know, Wacom put out an entire blog post for this, which is super fucking cool because of the story specifically. So, when I was a teenager, I was living in Brazil, and I had a laptop, but I just didn't think that I could afford to get a drawing tablet. I never really, like, I didn't, as a child, I didn't have money, like my own money almost, that much. And so I really wanted a drawing tablet so that I could try doing digital art on the computer. And I just kept that wish to myself because I also had a lot of shyness around asking for things, and I didn't want to ask my parents for something expensive. Like, that's just one of the things that one of the habits I had, you know? I was just really shy about that, so I felt really guilty. But I never wanted to ask. So I just kind of resigned to the fact that I couldn't do digital art because I didn't have the software and I didn't have the hardware. And so I was just drawing all the time, you know. And one day my father went on a business trip to the United States. And it was probably like 2 weeks away. He was 2 weeks out or something like that. And when he came back with gifts for all his children. And for my sister, he bought like a huge makeup palette, like the kind of stuff that like it's like a box that like keeps opening and there's like just more makeup there. And for me, he bought a Wacom bamboo tablet. Those of you remember that, it's like one of the oldest ones that I remember, but I think Wacom's been around since the 80s or something, so it doesn't count. But it was this like nice gray non-screen drawing tablet, and he just randomly saw that in the store, and he thought of me, and he brought it to me. I never even mentioned I wanted one, like not ever. I never asked for one or anything. Like that was probably the most perfect gift I have ever received. Because it was it was literally like exactly what I wanted, exactly what I would have liked. Like not everybody nails it like that. And it was expensive and it felt like it was out of my reach, you know, forever. And I just freaking like, I remember that night we had to go to this show or party or something like that. And I literally didn't want to go. I wanted to stay home and stay and try my tablet out. Like that's how much I liked it, you know. And it was from Wacom, and it was the Wacom bamboo drawing tablet, and I literally wouldn't let that thing go. And that was my first walk into digital arts. It was like my thing, you know. It was my thing. Like it even came with like free Krita or something like that, you know. So I started drawing with the free software that came with it. It had like a disc, and you had to install the software. And I kept that tablet with me. I took it to college when we moved here. I took it to college every day. I used it for like almost 10 years. And one day it did start getting old. At around like the 8 or 9 year mark, it started getting a little old. Sometimes I had to like disconnect and connect it, but sometimes I had to blow in the USB hole, you know, just a little bit. Man, I used that thing a lot. It got to the point where I had gone through all the nibs, you know, and I was just trying to use hacks. So I was putting like spaghetti in the pen so that it could still draw. I was trying that out. I don't remember if it worked well, but then one day in college, and this is a whole other story, right? Like, I used to, as I got towards like my junior, senior year, I started getting really sleep deprived. I dedicated and sacrificed everything because I thought my career was not going to take off unless I gave everything that I had. So I started really sleep depriving, and then one day I blacked out, as in like did not store any memories. So I couldn't remember what happened for like a good 4 hours. And during those 4 hours, I lost my computer bag that had my tablet in it, and somebody stole it. Somebody stole my super old tablet. My very first, if honestly, like it was a sentimental belonging to me, so like I would still have it if I could. Let's see, I got so many messages while I was telling that story. Rihanna, em português mesmo, para ir mais rápido, tentei fazer a parte de baixo da boca meio caída, por ser um dead, a parte parecia um urso, não foi ensinar. Vamos focar mais no, acho que se deixa ele mais arredondado e menos puxado, talvez. Eldon Jackson 9, thank you so much. Isma says, what motivated you to draw? Mine was because I wanted to impress my friend who liked anime a lot, so I wanted to impress her by drawing anime. That is a hilarious story, I love that. And I liked anime too, so she did. And also whenever I see someone draw, I enjoyed seeing one classmate drawing in 5th grade, despite he was a very rude kid, but at the end I fell in love with art so much. That's such a cute story, Isma. Good job on trying to did you impress the friend? That's the real question, right? What motivated me to draw? It was just like a complete instinct. Like it was instinctual, natural, intuitive. I had to do it. It was my mode of expression, my mode of fun. Like, it was how I had fun. It was everything. So I had to do it. Like, it was natural born thing, you know? I don't know, like, there's a lot of discussion about talent and what talent is, and if there's talent, and like artists don't like it if you say they're talented because like they worked hard for it. I don't know if I think that there's talent or no, but I definitely think that I was born with a natural desire, burning desire, an inclination to do art, and that opened all of the other doors to get the skills necessary. You know? How to improve the anatomy. So break it down into its simplest forms. Don't get bogged down in the detail. Draw first. Even if you're not good at drawing, draw it out in Photoshop, like outline the models and stuff like that, and or the reference, I'm sorry. Outline it with the Photoshop and then try. My spaghetti pen. Oh no, I love that. Harry J, the book she mentioned is super good. Mm-hmm. Why would they steal it? I mean, people are so awful nowadays. They can steal anything. Well, I honestly, I did take it personally because I was a college kid. Like, you know, like, and it was different college kids that stole it. I found it. Like, I found out who did it, but the school didn't do anything, unfortunately. You did impress your friend. Nice. Good job. Yeah. So I can tell you guys the thieving story all day later, but basically I tricked the people into telling me who stole it, and then I went to the school, and the school didn't do anything, but they did give my laptop back, which contained all of the contents of my portfolio and education, and it was not backed up anywhere. That was a mistake. And yeah, so I got that back, and I was able to graduate, which is already pretty great. And so, and then I bought this tablet. That was when I bought this one. This was my replacement baby. This one doesn't have quite the same emotional emotional things in it. But you know what? It's wonderful, and it's works perfectly. Dark Witch, can we see your first Zbrush stuff? Oh no, that's awful. Oh, get ready for my first Zbrush stuff. I just need to find it real fast. I think I have a blog. No. Trello. Let's log into that. Isn't that, to be honest, I think I was also born to do art. Because my dad used to do wood art, like burning wood and turning it into artwork. And my father's brother did art once in Mexico, and he drew a lot. This means that art runs through my blood and family, like the future generation of artists. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, ironically, I'm the exact opposite. So, like, nobody in my family at all has ever done art in their lives. They do not do art. Like my aunt, I think she draws a little when she was a kid. Guys, I might not be able to log into the Trello board that had all my secrets. Where could I find my old stuff? Oh yeah, I can just go on Instagram. Like, I'm pretty sure I posted it over things, so I'm pretty sure I could just go to my profile, and let's just live through a little bit of endless scrolling. So I have a mouse that lets you endless scroll. I don't speak Spanish. No, I'm sorry. One of my many shortcomings. Keep it going. We're almost there. This is still college times. Let's see if I posted anything. I think this is my first 3D model ever. I think it's perfect. I think nobody's ever made a better chair, personally. I'm good. How are you, Rafi? So that was my first 3D model ever. It was in 3ds Max. I hated it. 3ds Max sucks, in my opinion. At least my old opinion. I haven't tried it in a long time. This was one of the first models I ever made. It was within probably 2 months of learning ZBrush for the first time ever. So it's decent-ish. You can definitely tell that I at least paid attention to form. However, it's much worse than anything I could do now. And it also took like 2 weeks to make, which is like, you know, I could do this in an hour now and better. So like, that's just how it is, you know. That's the best chair for sure. Isma, thank you so much for coming by. This one was about 2.5 months after getting into ZBrush. This is art from Jordu Shell. And basically the teacher went around the class and he gave everybody a model that they had to copy. So this was mine, the one I had to copy. I actually lost the file, unfortunately. So this was around 1 to 3 months in. I don't have the worst ones out here. It seems I have deleted the worst ones. This one was probably also like 3 months in. So I thought this was the bee's knees. How long were you spending in ZBrush like daily when you were learning? So I was going to college and I was trying to focus on this as much as possible. I'd say I was probably doing like 5 or more hours, like 5 to 10 or something like that. This was the design for that one. So that was me trying to do the design. And this is it as it got better. I learned how to do a little bit of detailing, but I didn't love it, how it turned out. I was still exploring the designs. I knew I wanted big eyes, right? Here it is when I started trying to learn poly painting. Here it is when I tried to learn marmoset. Baby stuff. Look, there's the one from Jordu Shell. I thought that the anatomy on this was perfect. Now I look at it and I'm like, Jesus Christ. The butt looks good though. Let me show you guys how the alien turned out. Because it's still in my art station. I kept it because it's a very important model to me. That's why I kept it. Emotional support model. This is how it ended up. So this one here, one of my first models ever. Right there. This is how it ended up. And this is the model that got me my first job ever in the industry. So this was probably one of my only finished models I had at the time. And this one, the guy, he saw it and he was like, this has really alive eyes. I feel like she has thoughts behind the eyes. And so he reached out to me. Those of you who don't know how I got my first job ever, basically, what was that job? Technical artist at a VR company. I write about this in my book because I have a whole chapter about social media in my book, and I really explain that it's a tool. And what you need to do is you need to recognize that you don't need a lot of likes. You don't need a lot of engagement to get anywhere with social media unless you want to be like an influencer. But the thing is that you only need the right pair of eyes on your work for it to matter. This one guy saw my work. The post that he saw, it got 13 likes on Facebook. But he saw it. He reached out to me and he said, hey, we're hiring 3D artists. The rest is history. My whole career is thanks to that moment, the way it was. And so this was the model that did that for me. So that was 3 months in. But here's the thing, I sculpted it 3 months in and then I finished it much later. So it didn't actually go in my art station for a while. This was about 6 months in. The director of my degree, she wanted to give you random words and you had to come up with a design. So it was female bear xenobiologist. And of course I put her in a little bikini because why not? This was some of the designs that I tried to do for her. Like that. There she is, like in a terrible pose. That's something I've never gotten better at. I just hate posing, guys. I just will not spend time on it. This was one of my thesis projects. Not the model itself, but it was a project about like you're running around in an island full of creepy babies, and this was just the one chasing you. This is the day I got sparkles. It's my baby. Yay! 2016. Hi, baby. That's you, right there. Yeah, that's the day I got my baby. This was one of my first models ever. I hand painted all of this stuff. Like, this was one of the first done ones. It took me forever. Like, this one took me 3 months. Like, the thing is that they're slow. Like, ooh, sparkles. My brand new microphone is a baby boy. My first models, like, they took forever to make. And I'm sure you guys relate to this. Like, this one took like 3 to 6 months, you know, to get it to that level. This one is funny because I paid a friend to come to my house, or I had a friend come over to my house, stripped down naked, and I took pictures of him so I could recreate him. That was funny. It actually does look like this. He does look like this, but he's got kind of cross-eye vibes going on. And so on. So these are my early works. Yeah. I don't know what else to add to this. This is something I did for my NASA internship. Like, this is from the internship itself. Historical. Little eyeball I made one time. I was so excited. Everything was a novelty back then. Everything was something to be proud of. You know? And yeah. Oh yeah, and this is when, like, I started getting more confident with tech arts. And, you know, I made this, like, little tool that had, like, you know, this is the basic stuff. Like, if you know tech art, you know this is basic, but I was so proud of it, you know? This is the day that changed my life. Now we're just going down Anna's memory lane here. This is one of the days that changed my life. This is when I went to TwitchCon before I ever started streaming. And I was so inspired by everything I saw. I just got invited. Like, I got invited to TwitchCon. I went, you know, I didn't pay for it. I was like, fuck it. Like, trip to California, guys. We're going. And it changed my life. I was there and I learned so much. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be a streamer. And, like, look at my life now. Like, geez, if I hadn't gone to TwitchCon, who knows what would have happened, right? I don't know. This is when I announced that I was going to be a Zbrush live streamer. So exciting. Now I'm just happy going through my This was a one-day game that I made with my friends in VR. You have to take the thing out of the crocodile's mouth, and if you fuck up, your hand gets cut off. It's cute. It was one of the first things. Yeah. And people were freaking out playing this game. If you guys ever played VR, you know, like Richie's Planking Experience, for example. Oh, little bug. Yeah, nailed it. It creates fear, and so this game too, and so on. So then, like that, this was after I started streaming and doing more small projects, and the rest is history. So, like, just for reference, here's the before and after. So remember I showed you guys this, one of the first models I ever made? Well, I made this one in like 2 hours, and it was better than that one, right? But this one took weeks, and that's literally just how it is. And you have to, like, have that patience. Like, you have to understand, hey, it's okay because I'm still learning, right? I had a mentee just last week, this week right here. Like, this week, I had a mentee just asked me, like, how long should it be taking me to make character art models, and they've never made one. And I'm like, I can't tell you, like, the industry standard and you learning is totally two different things, and you have to have patience, right? But yeah, I'm glad you guys liked that trip down memory lane with me. Space Bear. For someone coming from sketching and 2D media, are there any skills that easily translate to 3D sculpting? Yeah, like everything. Like all of art fundamentals translate. It was really cool to see the model through its different iterations. Baby Sparkles. Yeah, he looks the exact same. Like, I got Sparkles when he was already like 5 years old. Some lady just gave him to me. Yeah, and one of the luckiest days of my life as well. Thank you for sharing. It's really cool to see where you started. I really want to get into making stuff for VR. It's so cool seeing so much of your early stuff and knowing you just gotta keep going. Yeah, you just gotta keep going. Like, it's a worthwhile journey. Have patience, dedication. Be okay with sacrificing. Be okay with making mistakes. Aragon the Dragon Rider, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Alrighty, guys. We are over schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this wonderful stream that we just had. I personally, best stream ever. Alright. Thank you again, everybody who participated. If me and Gus can come up with an extra prize, we will let you know in the Discord. If. No promises, okay? And, I really had a great time. You are all so kind, so nice. Really good job putting yourselves out there, those of you who participated. Okay, don't forget, me and Wacom are partnering up again for Halloween. And the Halloween one is a free-for-all. Everybody can participate. Anyone. You can make anything. Well, I haven't decided exactly, but the rules. But it's going to be epic. It's going to be longer. It's going to be a month-long thing. You're going to have so much time to work, be creative, choose your concept, all this good stuff. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And once again, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to follow me on social media. Join my Discord server full of wonderful 3D artists. I don't know, go to my YouTube for YouTube videos. And last but not least, check out my Gumroad to work one-on-one with me, or to come to my every Wednesday workshop and learn some sculpting directly from me in a very serious classroom environment. I will see you all later, guys. Bye-bye.